Weekend, there's a big event to raise awareness about cystic fibrosis, a genetic disorder that damages your lungs, digestive tract, and other organs. It's the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation Walk, and it's happening next Saturday, April 12th in Mesa. And here to tell us more about it is Charles Colmark, the area director for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, as well as Patricia Dean, a mom who has a son who has cystic fibrosis. Thank you so much both for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So for those who are not familiar with cystic fibrosis, I mean, so many people have heard of it, but explain exactly more what it is.
So cystic fibrosis is a genetic disease, and in people with cystic fibrosis, there is a thick, sticky mucus that builds up in your lungs, in your pancreas, in your sinuses, and other organs in the body. And so this mucus creates a bacteria wall. It helps create bacteria, grow bacteria.
Right.
And so that bacteria then turns into infection, which starts to break down organs.
Yeah.
So we know this primarily as a lung disease because it really does affect the lungs most prominently.
Right, and how is it treated?
So there are three ways that we treat this in reality, and that is our care centers. So we have over 130 care centers that we support across the country, including at Phoenix Children's Hospital, where we support one. And then down in Tucson, we have a care center as well. And so there's a lot that goes into that, a lot of treatment, several hours a day of treatment to stay healthy. And then we also have some new drugs that came out a few years ago. And that's the primary way that we treat CF.
Patricia, what has it been like for you? You've got a son who had this, was diagnosed at birth, right?
He was about 6 weeks old.
Okay.
We had to wait for the DNA to come back. And it's been a challenge, but the story has changed. When Sean was diagnosed, the life expectancy was, we were told if we didn't get him through the teenage years, then the doctors would have failed. And so, of course, that is not good enough.
Yeah.
Today, he's 24, and the life expectancy is 50s, 60s, and beyond in some cases.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And so you were telling me that when he was born, you thought you probably weren't familiar with this.
Not at all.
And you reached out to our local chapter.
Yes.
And hence, this walk helps bring out more information and awareness about cystic fibrosis. Tell us about this big walk.
So Saturday, April 12th, registration's at 9 and 10. Now, we started this walk a little over 35 years ago, and at that time when we started it, kids did not have great outcomes.
Yes.
And so it's really more of a symbolic walk. We get together, we stand. If we were in a room like this one, you couldn't have two people with CF. They could potentially infect each other with certain things that you and I wouldn't be able to infect each other with. But it's very dangerous for their health. So we do this outside so people with CF can see all of those who support them. They can see how many people there are in their corner, and it's a very powerful thing. The walk is not that long. We have a 1 mile and a 2 mile option. But really it's a symbolic thing to have these kids go out and be a part of their own success.
And Patricia, now that you have this support, and obviously your son is not alone, what is that like for you and him?
I think that is the key word, that we were not alone in this fight, that there were others just like us, and the families all get to know each other, and we come out. It's a great event. It's a real community feel. It gives us a lot of hope, but we also have so much at the event for everyone. We have everyone from princesses and Spider-Man to the Easter Bunny, which perfect timing for those photo ops, right?
Exactly, that weekend, because that weekend
Yes.
is Easter, yeah. Well, we want to thank you so very much. Thank you for what you do for the community and having the support for people who are and have, are affected and have cystic fibrosis.
Right.
So again, we want to remind our viewers that that walk is next Saturday. That's April 12th at Mesa Riverview Park. Check-in is at 9 a.m. The walk begins at 10. You can get more info at cffwalk.org. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you and what you do.
Thank you so much.